Hey, it's Thursday of Easter season. Sorry for my Canadian propaganda. It's in every room, so there's nowhere I can go to get away. Yeah, so it's just feels like Little House on the Prairie nonstop over here. Pretty close to making my own clothes. I did teach my son the Canadian national anthem today, so it's just an all-round propaganda morning. Since we're talking about gratitude this week, I just wanted to talk a bit about how gratitude is not a solution to anything. This falls under the general category of we need to start being okay with not everything being a fix. In theological language, we call this instrumentalization. The idea that and the Americans are notorious for this, everything is good because it is useful, right? And so you can hear how people market things or decide that some behaviors are better than others is because it's useful. And we really run the risk often in instrumentalizing our faith. And this is just part of the deep and abiding effect of self-help on our culture, is when we assume that every good thing is good because it's useful. And gratitude becomes one of those things. We're supposed to be grateful because it's good for us. It is good for us, but that's not the reason why we do it. Or because it's supposed to fix something. If we're adding up the pluses and minuses of our lives, all the minuses are here, and then gratitude is supposed to be the difference maker. That's not actually what gratitude is for. Gratitude won't make any of the bad things in your life measurably better. That sounds like a really horrible pitch for gratitude, but I think it's really important that we don't instrumentalize it. It's if you want to be a Christian, it's just a good idea to start with the fact that your kid is never going to be better. Or if you're a Christian, your marriage is not going to be there's no benefit to faith. Faith has benefits. I totally believe that. But if you just lined up all the people who are super grateful, you wouldn't see that all of a sudden they have lesser incidence of heart disease, or we're always trying to make a good thing into a useful thing. And I hope we don't. Because gratitude is good and beautiful, because it is the overflowing of a heart that is full of joy and a brain that can start noticing the little details. It's an accounting of lovely, just goodness, and the ability that we take on to start noticing. I do think that gratitude can be a habit. The people who just notice the lovely thing, and then the person who always notices the litter, if they're going to pick up the litter, fine. But if they just notice the litter, I call this neutral negative. It seems like it's just observing. But it's hard to be around people who don't know how to account for all the little joys. But let us, in our attempt to become better people, not pretend that all the things that are good are always useful. This practice of gratitude comes from the fact that especially now when we're caught in kind of an eternal pause button, that when we pause, now might actually be a good time to start noticing. Even if it doesn't make you less lonely or connect you with that person that you're so far away from, or make you not sick or make you less scared. It might not do any of those things. But all what we'd say fruits of the Spirit, things that God loves, it is good because it is good, not because it's useful. Okay. I hope you have a really lovely day. Wonderful and terrible and full of Canadian propaganda.